There is no gate at the entrance. Everybody's welcome. And it's a planet which is very much based on the responsibility of everybody. And I do believe that we as a society are able to self-govern ourselves. We don't need so many laws. We don't need so much security around us. We are able to take care of ourselves. So on my planet, that's how we live. I've been mostly living on the road for the past 15 years at least. And doing so, you encounter lots of different people, lots of different bodies, lots of different identities, lots of different customs, lots of different music, lots of different food and everything. And the more actually I was engaging personally, experimenting in this very hectic life of travels and encounters, some very interesting thing happened, is that I slowly realized my way to move around had changed to the point that I was able to morph myself into this or that space. Basically, I was feeling completely at home everywhere. So if you're asking me where is home to you, I would say, well, actually everywhere. There is something else behind this, which is very interesting, which has not been theorized that much, and which is almost like politically incorrect in the world we live in, is to realize that actually in any parts of the world there are some very ancient similar ways of being. Jung used to say, call it the hunus mundus. Later on, Alan Lomax, very famous music researcher and ethnographer from the 20th century, developed a specific idea that he named the choreomatrix, if I'm not wrong, where he realized that there was some very similar patterns of movements depending on geographical eras. And this all linked to music, obviously, because he was researching on music. Lomax is an amazing traveler because through the 20th century, he's probably one of the human beings who has been able to travel the most. You know? He traveled on all the continents non-stop for like 50 years. And so let's say that his vision of humankind has completely changed through direct experience. So again, I'm praising this direct experience to kind of also be able to go beyond the simplistic approach of the mass medias. Through my short films, I've been making maybe 1,000 short films now, I have no idea, I don't count, a lot. And I'm obviously trying to portray this extraordinary diversity of this planet. But through the live performances that I call live cinema, I'm bringing all those recordings together and making them merge, mix, dialogue, you know? Trying to see if there's not actually something interestingly similar, you know, in between all those angles. There is the need, so much need, to also find then, in return, places together beyond identities. And that's, to me, a really deeply non-binary approach. And that's what I'm excited about. My approach is completely non-binary in the way it looks at reality. And it goes to this desire to really open a space, a safe space, some might say. And though I'm really interested in the unsafe poetic space, which is something we should not lose as well. That space of encounter, of friction, of chaos. Because if you don't use chaos in your poetic approach to reality, you're just going to reproduce the same patterns again and again and again. It's just not interesting to me. This is why actually I'm very interested in like improvisation, improvising. Not only in your art experiences, not only in your creativity, but improvising as a whole, in general, in the way you live, for me is an amazing way to create magic. And the body have this ability to improvise, to be in the space, to react, you know, and to avoid fear. So basically improvising and learning the tools, that's what we should have, you know, more workshops on improvisation. That's basically, to me, the best workshop to have. That's an amazing tool to develop. Because improvising with reality takes you little by little away from fear. Especially the fear of death. Reality is a master of improvisation, and we humans should be a little bit better at that. Because chaos is here, coming more and more, you know? It's a collapsing world. Look at it in the eyes. If you don't look at it in the eyes, you're fucked. Face your death. Put death back at the center. If you don't do this, you're fucked. Because you are avoiding basically the key element of life, which resolves all around death. And this westernized society is mad in regards to that. Just look at what happens during the pandemic, obviously. I'm really excited about dying. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, what else in terms of living can you imagine? It's like, this is the greatest experience. The moment of your death. If you study, I mean, any kind of like scientific study a bit serious about death in the past 30 years, completely rebukes that. It's like, no, it's just, death is not the end. It's like, how could we say that? It's just obvious. Since the most ancient time, in many different forms of beliefs. I really don't know, and I don't really want to know in advance, you know. I'm just ready to get surprised. So if you're ready to be surprised, then you're in for a good ride, you know? So yeah, I'm just like, cool, just go. I mean, I'd prefer to live again for quite some years, you know? There's a lot of stuff I want to explore, but at the same time, you know, that's a really crazy death. Wow. Okay, I'm in.